Hi, I'm Lauren Grand.
And I'm Dan Stark, and we're here from Oregon State University Extension. We're here today to talk about really big trees. Really big trees.
You see, people in Oregon really love trees, and people are starting to plant two really tall trees that we commonly see in California, coastal redwood and giant sequoia. People are planting these trees on small woodlands, on large private forest lands, and even in urban and suburban areas. These trees are large, beautiful, and really give you a sense of awe when you come up close to them.
Right, and we know people confuse these two species, so we're here to learn a little bit more about what's special about each.
This is a giant sequoia, and they get really, really big. They can grow anywhere between 160 to 280 feet in height. They can also get really wide, 15 to 20 feet in diameter on average. This one's not that big, but I still can't give it a hug myself. Dan, come give me a hand.
Sure. Come around.
This tree is 35 inches in diameter. These trees reproduce by seed, typically after fire, and their cones can stay on the branches for a really long time. Their cones are barrel-shaped and can be 2 to 3 inches in size. They have a really unique needle structure as well. The needles are typically long and thin with pointed parts that come out the end. This structure is called an awl-like structure.
Coast redwood, or we just call them redwood, grow very tall. We're here looking at tall trees, often 12 to 18 inches in its first year of growth. There is a tall tree in California that is actually 380 feet tall. That's 37 stories high. Common heights are actually about 240 feet tall. Redwoods are also large in diameter, although often smaller in diameter than giant sequoia. This one is pretty big, and I'm gonna have to get some help from Lauren. Lauren, could you help me measure this one?
Sure can.
All right, here we go. I'll be back in a minute. Let's get this nice and even on there. There we go. I'm really enjoying looking at this thick fibrous bark too as I'm walking around the tree. All right, this one is coming in at 49.5 inches. Coast redwood also have a barrel-shaped cone, but they're smaller in size, about 3/4 of an inch to about 1.5 inches. Unlike giant sequoia, redwood sprout more prolifically through vegetative resprouting. Here are the redwood needles. So you can see they are flat and feather-like. They happen on a green stem, and they are pointy at the end. Ouch!
And both of these trees have really thick bark. It helps protect them from fire.
And remember, they get really tall. We've talked about sometimes over 300 feet tall. So any management decision you make today will have repercussions for the future. The old saying is, once you plant a redwood, you always have a redwood. Some things to consider before you plant redwoods or giant sequoia.
Now, I know we sound like a broken record, but these trees go really big, right? So thinking about where you plant them is really important. If you're planting them in an urban or suburban setting, try not to plant them too close to your home or septic system so that they have lots of space to grow.
And they each have their soil and moisture needs as well as their own fire regimes. Know what you're planting before you plant it.
It's also important to think about our climate conditions. Climate conditions are changing, so you'll want a tree that will live now and far into the future. These trees live a very long time. And if you've already harvested trees and are looking to replant with giant sequoia or redwood, you'll want to think about our state requirements related to reforestation. Does the Oregon Forest Practices Act allow planting these trees in your area? You might also want to think about tax considerations. If you're on a small woodlot, do these trees qualify you for our special tax assessments programs?
Both species are relatively disease and insect resistant, although any tree species that's planted off-site and not in the right place becomes more vulnerable to both diseases and insects.
Remember, these are big trees, which means you're making a big commitment. So if you have any questions about planting them on your property or around your home, reach out to your local extension forester.